Hey, today I'm with Richard Walsh. He's a 30-year seasoned entrepreneur, the best-selling author of Escape the Owner Prison. We're going to learn more about what that is. Escape the Owner Prison. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking at scaling your business, growing your business, and you know it comes with challenges, stay tuned. Stay tuned to what this conversation is going to bring to you. Now, he helps people to scale, as I said, regain control of their life and fast track their growth. At the same time, enjoying the life that's important to them, to that person. His background as a speaker, a podcast host. He's a father, and to my heart, he's a father of 6 children, double the number of children I have. So that's, you can imagine, that's not an easy feat. But he does this gracefully because of his background as a US Marine, champion boxer, black belt, an internationally recognized steel sculptor. So with all these various accolades, he moves gracefully in helping other people to create the life that they really, really love. Richard, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here.
Mac, great to be here. I'm excited for this.
You're most welcome. Richard, I often like to go straight in to ask about your entrepreneurial background, because, and I'm going to do that in a moment, because I know right now you help other entrepreneurs create the type of business that they really desire, strategically, tactically, and we'll go into all of that in terms of systemizing, scaling, and all that. But what was your entrepreneurial journey? What happened?
So yeah, getting out of the Marine Corps. So I was in the U.S. Marine Corps, got out in the late 80s, and then started working, right? You got to get a job. And my incredible job was swinging a pickaxe, digging trench for $5 an hour.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I do that 8 hours a day in 100-degree weather down in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm like, I don't know if there's a lot of future here. I don't know if this is what I'm called to do. But a guy offered me a side job, needed some help in this neighborhood I was working at. And he had this down there, they use granite instead of grass and everything. And well, he had 35 tons of this giant pile in the street. He wanted to move to the backyard and spread. I said, well, I can do that. I can work. So I honestly, Mac, I used my last $85 before payday to buy a wheelbarrow and a shovel. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I shoveled that stuff on a Saturday, man. It took me 10 hours. I moved that whole pile, got it done, sweaty hot. And here's the best part. He came out and he put $1,000 in my hand. Okay. And I looked at that and went, dang, I was doing this yesterday for $50.
My goodness.
So I'm like, it's the same thing. And my calling was placed in my hand. I am going to work for myself.
Right.
Okay. That's
Right.
for the money that I go. So I started a landscape business, and that grew into a custom water feature business, right? And I became internationally recognized on that. And my steel sculpture, I started adding that and grew that for 20 years. Then 08, 09 came, we had the big financial kerfuffle, if you will, right? And that took my business out as well. It wasn't, well, we'll talk about that later. It wasn't really the collapse that took it out. It was the things I didn't do in business that caused it to collapse, right? We all, because if it took, otherwise everyone would be out of business, right? Everyone would have wiped out, but they didn't.
That's
so
right.
that was hard, right? So I lost everything. I lost my business. I lost my home. I had my wife and 6 children. I had 6 children at that time were 4 years and younger.
My goodness.
Right? So you're talking diapers, right?
Wow.
Diapers.
Wow.
And we had to relocate, start over, and I can laugh about it now. I wasn't laughing then, but it was hard. But I knew I didn't want to do what I already did. I kind of was done anyways. So I'm like, well, this is a good time not to do this. So I sold everything, every piece of equipment, every welder. I haven't touched that stuff in 15 years.
Right.
And I went out. I didn't know what I was going to do though, Mac. So for anyone out there, like, you don't always have to know, but you should be looking, right? So I got that figured out, started training, doing fitness training because I'm kind of into all that, right? Did well with that, started the gym, opened the gym, did well with that. Started the construction business, doing roofing, siding, windows, did that real well. And then at the same time, a lot of people ask me, well, how'd you go from what you were to losing everything to like back being this way again? I said, well, I would start giving advice, right? We call it the mentor, being a mentor, right? Giving free advice, otherwise known as give free advice.
Yeah.
So, but I'm an entrepreneur. So I said, well, let's see, mentors give free advice, coaches get paid.
There you
I
go.
think I'll be a coach. I think I'll be a coach.
Good distinction. Good distinction.
So I'm going to start a coaching business. So I did that and said, hey, I'll write a book. I'll write about my story, but I'm also going to write about all the same patterns I see in business Same mistakes people make, same ones I made, right? They're all doing the same thing. And this is how it looks, Mac. You start a business, it's really hard work. No way of getting around that. I don't have any secret sauce for that. Nothing. You're going to work hard. You're going to put in a lot of hours. You're going to wear a lot of hats. The problem is, after that first 2 years, next thing you know, 10 years has gone by and you've
Wow.
repeated the first 2 years 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're stuck, right? You can't scale. You're making a little bit of money, but you have no freedom.
Yeah.
If you don't open the door, the business doesn't start, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go on vacation for a week or two, you're calling in every other day to make sure the place isn't burned down, right? Because you're the
Yeah.
glue, you're the
You're
one that holds
checking
it
everything.
together, right? Right.
Yeah.
So no freedom at all, right? So that was the pattern I saw with everybody.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, I can fix this. So in the book, I did a bunch of fundamentals, and here's how you fix that, and here's how you should be, and this is how you build value and build profit, right? So yeah, I showed them how to do that. So that was really, became a bestseller. That was great. Created the coaching program, went through some other iterations, and now it's Sharpen the Spear Coaching, right? And
And
now I work with businesses, and it's amazing. I help them systemize, right? I give them freedom, profit, and impact. That's the goal. So,
freedom, profit, and impact. Got it.
right.
I want to
So
hear
the
more
big,
about that in a moment. Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
So that kind of brings us up to speed,
Yeah.
right? Like that's kind of a very high view of
Yeah,
what
no,
you
it's
do.
very high view. Let me take you down an angle for a moment. I've been an entrepreneur for over 24 years, and I remember in the very first few years of my first business, what you just described is what I went through, and I learned the hard way. And one day I just had a breakdown in my car one evening, 5 minutes from home, sat there in the car parking lot, just feeling sorry for myself that I'm over $100,000 in debt. I'm broke. I'm struggling. What's happening now? I can't pay my staff. I'm worried about payroll and going through all this emotional turmoil and trauma, and things wasn't right. And I owed people money. Now, 2008 hits. The financial crisis globally hits. It impacts your business. You've got 6 kids. How do you pull yourself out of that? Like people have been asking you to create another business that then succeeds, not another business, but several businesses after that. But how do you come out of that shock, if you like?
I had to reflect. Okay. So what I had to figure out was, and a big part of this is right in the beginning of '09, I woke up one morning, I had kind of this epiphany, started thinking about my kids, this business, everything I've done, everything I've achieved. I'm number one, I'm publicized, I'm on TV, I got a documentary made about all this cool stuff, or world class exhibits. But I'm like, I noticed, even though my kids are 4 and younger, when I come home, they just want to run and attack me, right? Jump all over me. Great to see
Right.
me. One day I'm leaving in my truck, and my one son's running down the driveway crying as I'm leaving.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
looking in the rearview mirror. And of course, it's business. I got to go. So I just kept driving, and I realized, I go, my kids don't care what I do for a living.
Hmm.
They don't care what kind of house we live in. They don't care how many trucks I have, right? They don't care about, all they wanted was my time, right? They wanted some attention. That's all they really wanted. I said, I had this realization, this was the epiphany. Like, if I stay on this course, business first, even though we're like collapsing, we're in the process, right? Maybe I could save it. Maybe I could do some radical things. I did a few things that didn't work out, but I said, I'm gonna ruin their futures. They're gonna have
Mm.
failed marriages. I mean, ruined relationships. They're not gonna have friendships. They're gonna have a good business, I'm air quoting good business, right? They may do that, but everything else will be in shambles because more is caught than taught.
Yeah.
So my children the default is what you do as a father, as
Yeah.
a parent, right? Not what you say.
Hmm.
So when things get tight and they're now 30 years old, they're going to do exactly what they saw you do.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
look out, they're going off the cliff just like I was. So I walked in the office that day and said, we're done. We're shutting
Oh,
this
wow.
down. And I went to my yard, my construction yard, told my guys who've been with me over 10 years, best guys ever. We were a family. I'm like, guys, we got to wrap it up. I just can't do this.
Wow.
I don't know any other way. I'm not a half in, half out guy. I'm all or nothing.
Well, right. Right.
Much to the, you know, my wife wasn't too thrilled about that attitude. I like get rid of everything, every piece of equipment, sell it all, do whatever I have to do. So now I had to do what's next. Like you're saying, how do you recover from that? So I get like, because my whole identity was my business. That's
Mm,
who I was. And now that's gone.
that's
So
right.
now in a sense of my mind, I don't exist anymore. Right.
Mhm.
I don't have this. I don't have this to hold on to and hold
That's
up.
right.
Look at me and bang my own chest. Right. So I had to figure out like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know. We've relocated everything else. I'm like, well, I really love working out. I like training people. Let's just go be a trainer somewhere, just
Mm.
so I have something to do. So these anytime fitnesses are all over the country, and I went there and they didn't have trainers. I like started a training program, and next thing you know, well, they like a year later, I'm trainer of the year.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because I'm like really good. So I'm like, well, you know what that means to an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Go
Opportunity.
open a gym. Go
Yeah,
open a
opportunity.
gym. Okay, why are they getting all the money? It's just like it's
Yeah,
like swinging the pick. It's just for me. So I did that, and then okay, I really like this. But the key was, and why I shared the epiphany part was, how do I now run a business where if my wife calls me and needs me to come home, I don't have to tell her I'll be there in 4 hours. I'll
right.
say I'll see you in 15 minutes. That's like simply again high view. Like I want to have everybody else train. I'm a great trainer. I don't want to be the only trainer.
Yeah, makes
I want to build
sense.
the programs and do this stuff. So that's what I did. And then that created the ability to like, okay, well, this is doable. Oh, so I really started diving into that. How does a business run itself? Because we all know that one owner who's doing everything but work and
Absolutely.
he's super successful. He's driving around, he's golfing, he's going to lunch. He's like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we do now. I figured out how to be that guy and I
Yeah,
do it.
and it's possible. So I'm glad you're saying it. I've been saying this for years to people as a coach myself. And let me put it this: one of the things you write about is the importance. I think I call it your 5 Fs. I think you
Yep.
said faith.
Yep.
Remind us what faith, family,
Faith,
finances.
family, finances, fitness, and friendships. So faith, family, finances, fitness, and friendships.
So it sounds like these are your core values that you live by. Tell us more about that and why that defines you. Because there's a time in your life when you was defined by your first business, and that's my identity, right?
Mhm.
And then there came a time when you said, look, I'm looking at my child in a rear view. I'm going to work. I have to, it's business. And it kind of broke your heart by the sounds of it.
Mhm.
How do I know that? I've been there. I sat there in the car that evening, just feeling sorry for myself. I'm thinking, I'm not seeing my family. I'm working 18 hours a day, 19 hours a day. I'm hardly at home. I'm only been married for a few short years. My wife is not happy with me. And so my why became, I've got to do this for my family. And in less than 2 years, I changed my business around, fixed it, created financial freedom to have the opportunity to do. And this was 20 years ago now, nearly 20 years ago. And so it is very possible. You're saying it, I'm saying it. So let's go to these 5 Fs as to why that's important and critical for you to live the life that you want.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So for me, faith. Okay, so me, I'm a Christian. I follow Jesus. That's what I want to do, right? So that's primary to me. That's number one. That comes first. Then
Absolutely.
comes family. Now in family, break it down. It's for me, my wife and I.
Mm,
That's first. Then the children. That's an important distinction. Do not. And here's a quick example. If my wife and I are having a conversation and one of my sons or daughters runs up and starts yep talking, asking us questions, is hold on. We're having a conversation here. You wait. Let us finish this, and then we're gonna get to you. Right? If you don't
mm,
do that,
mm.
now they supersede your authority.
Yeah.
Now you got that little tyrant you're creating there, right? It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad
Mhm.
in the future. But you show them here's the chain of command, right? So just a quick note on that. So that's family, right? Want to be around for that. Finances. What's
Yeah.
the number one reason people get divorced?
Money.
Finance, money, right? And what I like to tell people because I wasn't very good at this, uh, things you don't pay attention to tend to go away. Spouses,
Yeah.
friends, and money.
Yeah.
Money will leave you if you don't keep an eye on it. In one
Definitely.
way or another, it'll go away, right? So, really important to have that squared away. And then the fifth one is friendships.
Mm,
Now, I'm a little different than most people. So, as the analogy I gave my kids, like a week or two ago was if I lost 3 fingers on one hand, all my friends would still fit on that hand.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
I don't have a lot of. I'm talking trench buddies,
Yeah.
guys I go to war with, right? I mean, guys who got my back no matter what. That's a very small number. Now I have plenty of acquaintances and networks and all that stuff. I'm not some hermit living in the cave,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying the guys who I will confide in, who are invited into my home, hang out with that's friendships, right?
Yeah.
Those are really hard to develop, especially as a business owner. Now, real quick, there's your 5 F's, right? That's balance, right? You always hear you need work-life balance. And all the people will come and tell you that when you're growing your business and you're working hard and you're in that, and then they kind of trot away and they never tell you how because they don't have a clue, right,
True.
Mac? They have no idea how to do it. What I have to tell my business owners, my clients, here's the problem. Yeah, the 5S are really cool. I want you to do those, but you can't even begin to approach that till you fix this mess of a business you have.
Yeah.
Because if you're going home every day and this is still a hot mess, you're not thinking about faith, family, finances, fitness, or friendships. You're thinking about your business and how are you going to make payroll next week, right? That's what you're going to do. So we fix that, and then the gates are open for the 5Fs. But you got to fix that first. You can't think you can have that mess and then balance your life. It's a disaster.
No way, no way. Tell us about the book. Tell us a bit more about escaping the owner prison. What do you mean by that? And how, yeah, go ahead.
So escape the owner prison is that 2-year cycle repeated again and again and again, right? So we get in the business, work really hard. We start to build something, but most of us started with an idea or we had a talent, right? We're a craftsman, we're a technician, we're someone who's can do something, right? We do the thing that we're going to have a business for. We didn't buy a business and decide, figure out how to be that business, right? In general, that's how it is. So we're only going to get so far with that because we don't know how to run a business. But we're so busy wearing the hats and working so hard, we don't get time to focus on the business itself. When they call it work in it, not on it, or work on it, not in it, right? That's kind of the goal. So that's where everyone's stuck. That's the pattern that's repeated again and again. So again, escape the owner prison is that. And just a side note, if you ever write a book, the most difficult thing you're going to do is create the title.
Yeah, true.
The second most difficult thing is the subtitle. Okay. Writing the book's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I had 27 titles, Mac. Okay. 27 titles. I went with the 28th one. Escape the Owner Prison was the 28th title. And then it took my editor to help me actually iron out the subtitle. Contracts a new way to scale, regain control, and fast track growth while loving life. So I really wanted to put that together, but I wanted to weave it with my story of the beginning, the middle, the collapse, the recovery from that, how I had dealt it with the family. So I wove all that inside of it because I do love to write. I really like writing a lot. So I love being able to combine story with practicality. So you get that. So it makes it very readable. And it's not a long book. It's like 30,000 words or whatever. So 130 pages. But that's what it really does. And it shows you some things are like, they seem obvious.
Yeah.
But the more businesses I work with, Captain Obvious has to show up a lot because they're not doing the most obvious things because they're so laser focused into like doing it, making payroll, trying to complete a job. They forget what they're really delivering.
Right.
That's they forget what value is.
What's
They're
that?
trying to just deliver a service or product and they forget what value is. They forget what people really pay for. They don't pay for the finished product. They pay for the value that you bring, the experience of the construction, the project, or whatever it is. They pay for that. So it's important to know that distinction.
It sounds like what your USP, if I can say that, is that you're working with these business owners, you're helping them fix, grow, scale their business, as well as having a life where other people in the bar will tell them, hey, that's business. You just got to keep working like that. You'll be doing this for 50 years. So there is another way, which is what you're professing, which I love the sound of that because we're on the same thoughts here.
Yeah, I think the hustle and grind culture is a lie.
Okay,
whoever came up with that is just, you're a good marketer. Okay, you use that to market and pull people in to buy your stuff or whatever. God bless you. All right. But the hustle and grind culture is the prison.
It is.
That's the prison. You just got to work harder. No, you don't. No, you don't. You got to work. Don't get me wrong. It's not I'm saying
Yeah.
you sit on the beach and call out orders. I'm just saying that the more you work, if that worked, everyone could do it. It's not what it is. That doesn't work. So I want to create freedom, profit, and impact
Mm.
in their business, right? I want them to have the freedom because guess what, Mac, and you know this, we all start to have a business for what? Freedom, profit, and impact.
Yeah.
We want to have our own time,
Hmm.
time with our families, time with our friends. We want to make money, lots of it. It's a good
Yeah.
thing. And then with all that, we can make impact. We impact our family, our community, and stuff like that. Most of them never get there. Matter
Mm.
of fact, we lose our families because we're so obsessed with making the business work. The thing that we started so that we could give them more, be with them more, and everything else. And that never happens. Now you're divorced. Your kids don't talk to you. You're making zero impact
Yeah.
unless you're at the bar. You're making an impact on their bottom line because you're just drinking all the time. But I mean, it's just that, right? So when we look at it, I want to pull guys from that. I want
Yeah.
to show them how to help that business run itself, where they're focused on just the 5% of the business only they can do. As entrepreneurs, there are things only we can do, and that's
True.
vision, right? That's reeling in the big clients. That's understanding growth strategies, knowing where we want to go. We're the captain of the ship,
Mm.
right? That's what we need to focus on. We don't need to focus on day-to-day tasks. That's the prison. So
Definitely.
we bring them out of that, get them working on their 5%, and then all the 5 F's begin to happen.
Tell us more about you talk about in your book, strategic vision. Why is that important? Because I know you've just mentioned about freedom, profit, and impact, and you want to lead them there. But why is having a clear strategic vision so important in relation to that and the rest of the business?
Because you're going to drive a business, you're going to start something, okay? There has to be a strategy. You have to go somewhere. And this goes back to if you're a craftsman or a technician, you really don't have a plan when you start. You're going to make furniture for people. You're going to do their plumbing. You're going to build a home, and that's what you're going to do, and you'll rinse and repeat that. But you really don't have a vision. What's the real vision? So strategic vision is where the company as a whole is going to go.
Mm.
It's who we're going to serve, how we're going to serve them, and
Mm.
why we serve them.
Right.
Okay. That ICP, ideal client profile,
Hmm.
that we need to know who that person is better than they know themselves. Right. So you're
Right.
talking income levels, married, how many kids, what kind of cars they drive, how many cars do they have, what kind of house they live in, what's the median price of the house, all that, where do they hang out online, offline? What do these people do?
Right.
Why are they my ideal client? Right. Think of
Mm.
the best client you ever had. Super nice. They paid right away, did all the stuff, right? What if you got to deal with only those kind of people?
No.
That's your ICP, right?
Mm.
That's who you're looking
Absolutely.
for. Learn how to serve them. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the who. Okay. Then we got the how. How do we serve them? How do they want to be served?
Right.
Okay. They don't want to be in a 5-star Michelin restaurant uh getting McDonald's service, right? They don't want a plastic tray with foil wrapped food.
That's
Okay.
right.
That's not what's looking right. So we know how to serve them, right? We know the wait staff, all that. So we want that. And then lastly, so you've got that. You want to put those together. Then you got the why. Why do we even serve them? It's not so they want A, I build A and give it to them. It's not an exchange. It's not a transactional exchange, even though it can be. It's a product and you produce it and it's for them. We want to know why they actually want it. I think
Mm.
one of the best examples I've heard was like a Lowe's kind of hardware lumber store. It's not a 2x4. You've got this 80-year-old grandmother comes in and she's going to build a deck in her backyard. She needs all these 2x4s or 2x6s, whatever. Well, we're not building a deck. She's going to have a family reunion. She's now 80,
Right.
85 years old. She's got 4 generations of people coming on this deck for this party.
Mm.
So the deck is not a deck. It's a place to bring 3, 4 generations of people together and have this celebration of life and do all this stuff. Okay. That's a little different than getting 2x4s building a deck.
Right. It creates
Okay.
memories. So they
Right.
create memories rather than just about the 2x4. Yeah.
Right. Or you're a construction guy, you're building things. If I gave you a picture of 5 different kitchens, remodeled kitchens, and they all look beautiful, done by 5 different contractors, what's the difference?
Mm.
Go talk to the homeowner. Hey, I love your kitchen. It's beautiful. You know, hey, how was it? Was it? And you go, oh, I'd never do it again. It's the worst experience ever. Dirty, they didn't clean this right. And they'll give you a laundry list of,
Yeah.
and that's common.
Yeah.
The making of the kitchen, right? But they all look great at the end.
Yeah.
But then you go to another one, he says, and they go, well, how was it? He goes, I got to tell you, it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. From the first call to this, they communicate. They had a liaison. They had a customer advocate. They did this. I had nothing where they did exactly what they said, paid, and this. I hardly even really kind of knew they were here. It was awesome.
Mm.
That's what they pay for.
Wow.
They pay for the experience, not the finished kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you understand that,
Yeah.
now you know who your customer is.
Fantastic. I like the way you put that. Fantastic. Listen, for those who want to know more about you and what you do, tell us about how people can contact you or connect with you or learn more about this stuff, and in order to grow, scale their business, create a freedom, the profit, the impact that they desire.
The best and easiest thing to do is go to sharpenthespearcoaching.com. So sharpenthespearcoaching.com, sharpenthespearcoaching.com. You can book a call with me if you want to talk about your business. Be happy to love to do that. I really love to talk about business. I love it a lot. You can also contact me. Matter of fact, Mac, let's do this. You know, we got Escape the Owner Prison, the book. You can grab that at Amazon if you like the physical book. But because I'm on your show, let's do this. If they go to sharpenthespearcoaching.com, go to my contact page, send me a 1-sentence email. I'll make it really simple. Say, Richard, I saw you on Mac's show. Can I get the free audio version of your book?
Wow.
Boom, I'll send it to you.
What a deal. What a deal. Yep. So that's www.sharpenthespearcoaching.com.
Correct.
Hit Richard on his contact page, leave him a sentence about what you got from this show, what he said that really resonated with you, and get a free audio book. What more can you ask for? That's fantastic. Hey, Richard, I'm going to come back to you in a moment for any last words, anything I should have asked you, I haven't asked you, but it's important for you to share. For those of you tuned in, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to follow, depending on which platform you are watching this or listening to this on. You know that the algorithms love engagement. So give us a thumbs up, give us an emoji, give us a sentence, something you got out of this, and I will get a reply to you as well. So make sure you do that. Hey, Richard, is there a question I could have asked you, should have asked you, which I haven't, but it's important for our audience to know right now?
Yeah, we'll do a whole nother show on this if you want to, but I'm just going to tell people, in your business, one thing you need the exit strategy. Okay. I'm not even going to break it down. It's too much. Know where you're going, guys. Start with the end in mind. You've heard that saying. Yeah. Understand where you're going, when you're going there, how much is enough. Those are the 3 high points, right? But get that, reverse engineer. It's going to make your life better. It's going to give you purpose and a plan to move forward.
That is so important. Having the end in mind, having the exit strategy will determine the way you actually create and construct your business, from the systems, the processes, having the right team, the talent, the way you hire. Love it. Fantastic. Check out more with Richard. Remember, go to www.sharpenthespearcoaching.com and hit him on his contact page and say something about this show. Richard, I want to say thank you for jumping on from Wisconsin, giving up your time, enlightening us with your knowledge, not from an academic point of view, but from a real practical, real life, in the trenches, ex-Marine, champion boxer, martial artist, black belt, entrepreneur, well-renowned business coach, fitness guru, a man of God, a man of faith, Christian, the whole works, living the whole balanced life. What you are living, what you teach, preach, and coach. Fantastic. Good job. Good job. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Mac. I love being here, man. Appreciate it.
Until we speak again, thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, remember, go out there, live the life you deserve, build the business that you desire, and have a great life for you and your families. Bye for now. Take care.